Hey, what's happening, people? How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Messages in the Madness with yours truly, Vernon Longhorn Davis. Thank y'all for being here, showing up, being here with me. Greatly appreciate it. Y'all know I look forward to these Sundays, so thank y'all very much for being here. Let's see. Make sure I got everything squared away here on the screen. Yes, I do. Hey, Mr. Net, how you doing? Yeah, glad to see you. Thank y'all for stopping in, popping in. I look forward to the Sundays. Made some changes. I hope you guys have checked them out and paid attention to them. Got a new promo demo, not demo, but a new promo video as we start the show. Hey, hey, Miss Marion, good to see you as well. Um, New promo video, start the show. What do y'all think of the new backdrop? What do y'all think? Let me know what you think about that, okay? So worked hard on that. Oh man, I still got my handkerchief right here. Whew, working hard on it, man. It's been a busy, busy day, but I'm glad to see y'all. Come on in. I see y'all lurking out there in the background. Make sure you say hey, like, love, share the message. I'd greatly appreciate it. Yeah, would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Going to change the format of the show a little bit tonight too. We're going to shorten it. Yeah. Last week I went an hour. Well, I don't think we're gonna do that again. I don't. Hey, baby sis, good to see you. That's right. Hit like, love, and share. That's right, brother August. Good to see you, my friend. So everything sounds good. Y'all give me a thumbs up, give me 100 something. Let me know that we're sounding good. We're gonna get into this message tonight, okay? So the message tonight is called the fear of honest words, the cost of silence. And well, thank you. She said, nice form. Thank you, baby sis. Uh, there's a difference between um thank you very much. So there's a difference between knowing the truth and speaking the truth. Most of us don't struggle because we don't know what needs to be said. We struggle because saying it requires us to become vulnerable. It requires us to lower our guard, risk rejection, admit weakness, or expose a part of ourselves that we have worked very hard to protect. Yeah, that is what makes honest words so difficult. Hey, Miss Charlotte. Hey, Annette. Fear has very little to do with vocabulary. Most of the words that change our lives are surprisingly simple. They are not long speeches or carefully crafted explanations. They are ordinary words that become extraordinary because of what they cost us to say. I've often wondered how many relationships have been shaped by conversations that never happened. We usually think about the damage because, um, yeah, there's damage from hurtful words, but we rarely stop to consider the damage caused by silence. Silence has ended friendships. It's ended marriages. It's weakened marriages. Silence has separated parents from children and brothers from sisters. Yeah, I said that. Silence has separated parents from children and brothers from sisters. Silence has allowed misunderstandings to grow into resentment and assumptions to harden into truth. Even though those assumptions may not be true, but it happens. Sometimes silence is not peaceful. Sometimes silence is simply fear wearing a different name, fear wearing a different dress, or fear wearing a different pair of jeans. Yeah. And then there's the lies of fear. Fear is persuasive because it sounds reasonable. Yeah, it sounds good. It tells us to wait until the timing is better. It convinces us that emotions need to settle down first before we have this conversation. It whispers that the other person probably already knows how we feel. It encourages us to avoid uncomfortable moments because tomorrow will always give us another opportunity. But what if tomorrow don't come? Huh. What if tomorrow doesn't happen? Tomorrow has become one of fear's favorite lies. I'm going to say that again for the folks in the cheap seats. Tomorrow has become one of fear's favorite lies. Hey, Brother Jerry, good to see you. Every one of us can probably remember a conversation we wish we had. We wish we had have handled differently. Some of us remember an apology that was never offered. Others remember gratitude that was never expressed. Some remember questions that were too embarrassing to ask, or we were too embarrassed to ask. Others remember carrying burdens that became heavier because they believed asking for help would somehow make them appear weak. The older I get, the more I realize that life is not just a collection of experiences. It's not. It's also a collection of conversations. Some conversations build us, break us up, break us down. Some change the direction of our lives forever. One conversation, boom. Others have others never happened at all. And somehow those unfinished conversations continue living inside of us for years. Um, that may be one of the greatest burdens we carry. Not the words we spoke, but the words we buried. Now, there are some phrases that we resist. Oh, we resist them hard. And honesty has always demanded courage. It asks it asks us to trade certainty for vulnerability. It asks us to place truth ahead of pride. It asks us to care more about what is real than about how we appear. And I know that sounds simple until honesty points a finger in our direction. Yeah. Like being able to say, I was wrong. Do you know that is one of the hardest things for people to say? I was wrong. Those three words right there. You're right, James. Silence can be louder than a shout. But those three words have ended arguments before they became permanent divisions. They have restored trust that excuses never could. They have reminded people that relationships matter more than being right. Yet we resist them. We resist those three words. And it blows my mind. And I guess, well, I'm not going to guess. I said I'm going to change the format. I'm not going to dive off into another story. But you'd be surprised how hard I was wrong is for some people. Instead of admitting we were wrong, we explain why we were almost right. We defend our intentions. We point to someone else's mistakes. We build a case for ourselves as if life were a courtroom and every disagreement required a verdict. Somewhere in the middle of proving our point, we forget the reason we started talking in the first place. Crazy, huh? Jerry says, ever since I moved my ego aside, saying I was wrong became so much easier. Yeah, I get you, Mr. Davis. Brother Antoine, good to see you, man. So most arguments are not won because someone finally discovers the perfect response. Most arguments end because someone decides the relationship is more important than the victory. Well, oh, most arguments end because someone decides the relationship is more important than the victory. There is something deeply respectable about a person who can simply say, I was wrong. I like to say, I own it. I did it. I own it. No excuses, no conditions, no attempts to soften the truth, just honesty. Because, see, the effective range of an excuse is 0 meters. Those words don't make a person smaller, they make them believable. People have an amazing ability to forgive mistakes. What they struggle to forgive is arrogance. Pride often protects our image while quietly damaging our relationships. Honesty usually does the opposite. The other words we have, three little words we have trouble saying. I got a few of them tonight. Is I don't know. I don't know. The same fear that keeps us from admitting we're wrong also keeps us from admitting we don't know. For some reason, we have convinced ourselves that confidence means having every answer. We reward certainty, even when certainty is misplaced. We celebrate people who speak first instead of people who listen longest. Ooh. Real wisdom has never depended on pretending. Yeah, you're right. Honesty is best. Some of the smartest people I have ever met were comfortable saying, I don't know, not because they lacked the intelligence, but because they respected the truth. Those three words are not an admission of failure. It's not. They are an invitation to learn. Every skill we have today began with not knowing. Every profession starts with questions. Every expert was once inexperienced. So learning has never been the embarrassing part of life. It hasn't. I'm going to tell you what has been was pretending like you had the answers. Yeah. Oh, man, I got people. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? Brother Lionel, good to see you, man. Thanks. Brother Emery, coach, good to see you. Jerry says you can lose so much more by being right. You can gain something great by letting go of always having to be right. That is so true. But there is a certain freedom that comes from admitting we don't have every answer. It removes the pressure of pretending to be something we are not. It reminds us that growth is still possible. It keeps our minds open instead of closed. Fear tells us that people will think less of us if we admit we don't know something. Yeah. Experience usually teaches the opposite. Man, I am so honored tonight. I'm going to break my message just for a second. I got two celebrities on my show tonight. Brother Lionel, oh man, thank you for stopping by. Brother Coach Emery, thank you for stopping by. Yeah, thank y'all very much. I would tell you all who anyway, I'm just honored. Thank you very much. Antoine says, own what you don't know and what you do know. It's okay. I know that's right. Thank you, Lionel. He says, nice work, bro. Appreciate you, man. DC Fluffy Baby Sis says, Mama used to say, you don't ask, you don't know. And that's very true. You don't know what you don't know until you know what you don't know. People trust honesty far more than they trust perfection. People also have an incredible ability to recognize sincerity. We may not always agree with one another, but we usually know when someone is being genuine. We yeah, game recognized game, baby. We know who's fronting and who's not. We know who's stunting. There's a certain peace that comes with speaking the truth. Even the truth, even when the truth is uncomfortable. It removes the burden of pretending. It allows us to stop carrying conversations in our mind that should have happened out loud. The third one is, I'm sorry. 2 words. Well, it's technically 3 because I am sorry, but we say, I'm sorry. That may be why another set of honest words carries so much weight. I'm sorry. These words are often Misunderstood. Now, my mama used to say, don't say I'm sorry because you're not a sorry person. She would say, say I apologize or my mistake or whatever. But those words are often misunderstood. An apology is not an admission that our entire character is flawed. It's an acknowledgement that something we said or something we did caused pain. There is a difference. An apology is not an admission that our entire character is flawed. It is acknowledgement that something we said or something we did caused pain. Understand the difference. So, too often we think an apology means we have lost something. We imagine that admitting our mistakes somehow diminishes us. In reality, a apology often restores something that pride has been destroying: trust, respect, connection. Every meaningful relationship will eventually require an apology. No family escapes disappointment. Friendships survive. No friendship survives without forgiveness. No marriage succeeds without moments of humility. Human beings are imperfected. We're imperfect. See, just like I just proved I was imperfect because I'm not speaking perfectly. And imperfect people inevitably hurt one another. The question has never been whether we will make mistakes. The question is, what will we do after we make them? Yeah. Some people spend years waiting for the other person to apologize first. They become trapped in a silent contest that nobody wins. Both people are convinced that they have been wronged, but both are waiting and both are hurting. Neither is moving. Pride has a remarkable way of convincing us that standing still is somehow standing strong. Let me tell you, it isn't. Nope. Not, nada. That's not what's happening. You got me messed up. So I'm sorry. Um, y'all talking to me tonight. Antoine says pride stops us from learning things that we are too prideful to admit that we didn't know. We stagnate our own growth. Yes, sir. It's called arrested development. Hey, daughter, she said, hey, my daddy, they making me earn one of those coins tonight. Glad I made it on. Okay. Jerry says, getting caught with your pants down. Yeah, it happens. Yeah. When you walk with fake knowledge, that's right. Sometimes the strongest person in the relationship is the one willing to take the first step. The first step doesn't erase the past, it simply says the future is worth fighting for. Breaking the generational script, I need help. That's another one. That is another one. Hmm. Three words that we just have trouble saying. There's another phrase, and people do avoid it. They avoid it like the plague. I believe it has become one of the loneliest sentences in our language. I need help. Those three words have been buried beneath generations of expectations. Be tough, figure it out, handle it yourself. Don't let anyone see you struggle. Don't complain. Keep pushing. And I said I was going to stop telling stories, but I'll tell this one quick one. Last year, I talked to a friend and I told a friend I really, really needed some help. They said, okay. And I never heard from them again. Did I go now? Me being who I am and did I go back to them? Nope. Did I remind them? Nope. I just walked with it and figured it and had to figure it out. I either figured it out, I did without whatever it was. But I'm one of those people. I will say I need help, but I'm only going to ask one time. And I know that sounds bad considering what I'm saying tonight, but it's true. Um, Many of us learned those lessons so well that we forgot something important. Being strong and being alone are not the same thing. Some of the strongest people I know have reached a point where they finally admit they couldn't carry the weight by themselves anymore. That admission wasn't the end of their strength, it was the beginning of their healing. There are burdens that were never meant to be carried by one pair of shoulders. Grief is one of them. Fear is another. Depression, addiction, all of that. Financial hardship, family problems, illness. The list goes on. It's a long list. Life has a way of placing heavy loads on ordinary people. The mistakes we often make is believing we have to carry those loads in silence. I sometimes wonder how different our lives would look if we answered one simple question honestly. How are you doing? How are you doing? Most of us answer that question automatically. Oh, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm hanging in there. We talked about this. Those words come so quickly that we rarely stop to ask whether they are true. Sometimes we're exhausted. Sometimes we're discouraged. Sometimes we are overwhelmed ourselves. Sometimes we're scared. Or sometimes we're simply tired of pretending everything is okay. The people who care about us cannot help carry what they cannot see. Ooh, ooh. That doesn't mean we tell everyone everything. Wisdom still matters. Trust still matters. Not every person has earned the right to hear our deepest struggles, but someone has a spouse, a friend, a family member, a mentor, a counselor, a pastor, somebody asking for help is not surrender. It is refusing to surrender. And there is a difference between those two. There's a big difference. Um, it said, I need help in many eyes is admission of weakness and or failure and comes potentially from parents. I have to agree. Baby sis says same. I only asked once because if that person I reached out to wanted to help, they would. Gotta agree with you, sis. Got to agree with you. So the final honest words may be the most difficult because they require nothing except openness. You know what those words are? I love you. Those words are rarely difficult because we don't feel them. They're difficult because we assume there will always be another opportunity to say them. We postpone affection the same way we postpone apologies. I'll say it tomorrow. Yeah, I'll say it next week. I'll say it when things slow down, when I have more time, when the moment feels right. Life has never promised us perfect timing. It has only given us this moment. Is there ever really a perfect time to go to jail? Is there ever a perfect time to get sick? So, when is the perfect time to say, I love you? Right now. True, not everyone is able or in a position to help. That's very, very true. But we're not going to get into that because uh, life has never promised us perfect timing. it has only given us this moment, like I just said. Love has an interesting quality. The more we express it, the more it grows. Gratitude works the same way. Encouragement works the same way. Kindness works the same way. So these are some of the few things in life that become greater the more freely we give them away. Yet fear still whispers. They already know I love them. Maybe they do. But hearing those words still matter. A child never outgrows hearing, I'm proud of you. A parent never outgrows hearing, thank you. And friends never outgrow hearing, you've made a difference in my life. Wow. Huh. The people we love should never have to guess how we feel about them. Too often, our greatest expressions of love are spoken after someone is gone. We stand at funerals with beautiful words that should have been shared across kitchen tables or coffee, cups of coffee, or doing family dinners or just a phone call. They should have been shared. Regrets has written too many eulogies. Yeah, I said it. Regrets has written too many eulogies. Love was never meant to wait for a farewell. Yeah, I hear you. There's got to be Brock's over there on LinkedIn. Sometimes God wants you to figure it out on your own. That is very true. And true, not everyone is able or in a position to help. True. So let me give you an honest sentence. Faith, yeah, faith, hope, and love. Um, this may be, or that may be the greatest lesson fear can teach us. Fear is always asking us to wait. Honesty is always asking us to live. The choice between those two voices shapes far more of our lives than we realize. Fear will always make a convincing argument. It will tell us that silence is safer than honesty. It will encourage us to protect our pride instead of protecting our relationships. It will convince us that waiting is the wiser choice because there will always be another opportunity. Sometimes there is, but sometimes it's not. None of us knows when we will have our last conversation with another human being. We don't know when we'll hug a parent for the last time, or laugh with a lifelong friend for the last time, or hear the voice of someone we love for the last time. We simply assume there will be another birthday or a holiday, a family get together, or just another ordinary random Tuesday. Life has a way of reminding us that ordinary days are often far more precious than we realize. Looking back, very few people wish they had won one more argument. Nobody's ever wished that. Very few wish they had been just a little more stubborn. Very few have ever wished they had hidden their feelings one more time. The regrets people carry usually sound very different. They say things like, I wish I had said something. I wish I would have apologized. Man, I wish I would have called them. I wish I would have asked for help. Or I wish they knew how much they meant to me. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, didn't. Those regrets are painful because they cannot always be corrected. The opportunity that seems so certain quietly disappears. Poof, it's gone. That is why honest words matter, not because they guarantee the outcome we hope for. They don't. They don't. You can apologize and still not be forgiven. You can tell someone you love them and not hear the words in return. You can admit you don't know and still feel embarrassed. You can ask for help, still have difficulty days ahead. Honest words are not powerful because they guarantee success. They are powerful because they allow us to live without pretending. They allow us to put our heads on the pillow at night knowing we choose truth over fear. There is freedom in that. Freedom from carrying conversations that never happened. Freedom from rehearsing speeches you'll never give. Freedom from wondering what might happen if only you had opened your mouth. The older I get, the less impressed I am by people who always have the perfect answer. I'm much more impressed by people who have the courage to be real. People who can admit they were wrong or are willing to learn or who can apologize without being forced. I'm impressed by people who ask for help before the burden becomes unbearable, or people who never leave those they love wondering how they feel. Those are the people who leave lasting impressions, not because they were perfect, because they were honest. Baby sis says they may not be in position to help, but that's where communication comes into play. Tell me you can help we you can help me with my situation. So I'll know what moves to make. A simple conversation will halt any misunderstanding or strife. It's very true. Um, and I admit, if you, we're not going to get into that. Okay, that's not going to do it. Annette says honesty has killed a lot of friendships. That's true, but maybe we're not going to get into that either. I said I'm gonna stick to my guns. Um, hmm, maybe just maybe that is what fear has always been fighting. Not our success, not our intelligence, not our ability, our honesty. Because honesty changes things. It changes conversations. It changes relationships. Sometimes it changes lives. If there's one thought worth carrying from tonight's conversation, our message tonight, it is this. Fear is rarely defeated by becoming fearless. Fear is defeated one honest sentence at a time, one apology, one admission, one request for help, one expression of love, one conversation that should have happened a long time ago. Those moments may seem small while they're happening. They rarely are. A single sentence has the power to restore years of distance. A single phone call can become the beginning of reconciliation. A single act of honesty can lift the burden someone has carried for far too long. Perhaps the greatest gift we can give the people in our lives is not our perfection, it is our authenticity. I practiced that word for 3 minutes today to make sure I could say it. The courage to let them see who we really are, to admit we've fallen short, to ask questions when we don't understand, to lean on others when we grow tired. Being able to love openly while there is still time. Life gives us continue it gives us many opportunities, countless opportunities to speak. Wisdom teaches us to choose our words carefully. Courage teaches us not to leave the most important ones unspoken. See, the fear of honest words is something every one of us will wrestle with from time to time. The hope is not that fear disappears. The hope is that honesty speaks first. Because at the end of our lives, we will probably remember very few of the conversations about schedules and deadlines or daily routines. We'll remember the conversations that changed us. The ones where truth replaced pride, where forgiveness replaced anger, where hope replaced despair, where love finally found its voice. Those are the conversations that stay with us. Those are the conversations worth having. And those are the honest words that should never be left waiting. Never. And that's my message for tonight. Learn to say those words and stop fearing the honest ones, especially the one, I love you. So, hope y'all enjoyed the show. Thank those of y'all who did stop by, not only stop by, but you stayed with me. Appreciate that. So, I'm going to say what I always say. This has been another episode of Messages in the Madness with yours truly. And sometimes one can't bear the truth. That's true. Another powerful, thought-provoking message. Thank you. Wishing you and everyone an awesome week ahead and happy 4th of July. That's right. Yeah, happy 4th of July to everybody, man. But as I always say, I love you. God loves you. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Yeah. Hug them kids for me. Respect our vets. This has been another episode of Messages in the Madness with yours truly, Vernon Longhorn Davis. God bless y'all. Until next Sunday, $2.